Oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm
Still a piece of garbage. Still a piece of garbage. Still a piece of, still a piece of, still a piece of garbage. Still a piece of, still a piece of, still a piece of garbage.
If there are two things that I absolutely despise in an anime or show, it has to be one, when they give me such a likable character, they make them so relatable, make you want to see all of their potential throughout the show, only to have them deleted in 2 episodes. Bro, if you didn't want to have the character in the show, then leave them in the drawing book. Leave them on the drawing board. Don't bring them into the show just to take them away from me. Like, you got people out here crying over animated characters, like, so y'all know what y'all be doing. Y'all be making these characters too likable. Like, if you're gonna take them away, at least make me hate the character instead. Don't make me like them. I don't wanna like something that's gonna die in the next episode, bro. Don't give me that. And the second thing would have to be these cockroach-ass villains who don't know how to die, bro. I don't think I can stress how much that villains thing just gives me pure anxiety. You would be watching the fight scene play out, and you're just on the edge of your seat the whole time, like, bro, did we kill him? Did we kill him? Did we kill him? And then they just jump scare you out the woodworks, like, what's good, Nyaka? Bro, I can't do it sometimes. It's too much. But anyways, we are gonna talk about these 2 episodes, bro, because these 2 episodes of My Hero had me fuming, bro. Let's get into it. So we start off with the US of A's #1 hero, Stars and Stripes. Not even gonna lie, Stars and Stripes is a cold name, not even gonna lie. But anyways, she's coming over to Japan to help out the Japan heroes because they seem to be having trouble with Shigaraki and them. So she's coming over with the artillery. But this man All For One saw this as an opportunity because he wants Stars and Stripes' quirk. He wants her ability. So he said, if we steal her ability, the Ops have no chance, bro. The Ops are dead. So he sent Shigaraki over there to come deal with Stars and Stripes. So they ready to scrap. But before we get into the scrap, we need to talk about how Star's ability works. So what she can do is she can put rules of her own on anything that she wants, as long as she touches it and says its name out loud. Meaning, if she says, the floor is lava, the floor is lava, the floor is lava, the floor is gonna become lava. And yeah, anyone who is on the floor at that moment, they're gonna feel it. So it's a pretty broken ability. We can see why All For One kinda wants it, cause to have that on the ops side is that's kind of scary, not gonna lie. So Shigaraki starts off attacking them by sending off some radio waves to like shut down their jets and stuff. But Star counteracts with one of my favorite ways of attacking in an anime, which I like to call getting straight to the point. She grabs the air and says the air around Shigaraki no longer exists, and basically tries to kill this man in the most lethal way possible right off the bat. This is what I like to see in an anime. They need to do more of this. Like, I've seen it too many times where a character in an anime, they wait before they pull out that instant kill type move, and they end up regretting it later. This is the sensible thing to do. Go straight for the kill. That's what I like to see. So off the bat, I'm liking Star already. So then they start firing lasers at Shigaraki with the jets, and then they just start celebrating like, hey, look, I got him. No, bruh, I'm the one that got him. Bro, Star is looking at him like, niggas, focus up. He's still active. And then Shigaraki's like, idiots. Sends those lasers right back at them. Bro, I swear, these guys need to get fired when they get back to America. But Star grabbed the laser and set the new rule to be that the laser can be held, and the air around Shigaraki goes back to normal. So Star can only have like 2 rules at once. But Shigaraki notices this and says he's gonna go for the straight fight. So he jumps towards her and tries to attack her head on, and then Star jumps off and gives him a nasty right hook. And since she touched him with the punch, she decides to jump down on him and say, if Shigaraki moves an inch, his heart will stop. Bro, I love the way she's using this ability, bro. She just gets straight to the point. But we forgot to take into consideration Shigaraki's most powerful ability, plot armor. She basically realizes that nothing's happening to Shigaraki and he's moving fine. They said the reason why this man did not get affected is because he's having an identity crisis, not even knowing if he's Shigaraki or All For One. So he basically evaded that because he thought he was someone different from Shigaraki. So the rule doesn't actually set for Shigaraki. Bro, that is some asshole BS, bro. I don't care what anyone says. So Shigaraki blasts Star away, but Star rebounds and Shigaraki starts talking trash. He's like, I figured out how your ability works now. You're done. But Star's like, okay, and? Let me see what you can do against this then. And bro, when I tell you, the next thing she does is one of the coldest things I have seen in an anime.
It's about to go down.
She grabs the air and creates a giant megazord of herself out of the air and smacks this man out of her face. Oh, but you thought we were done? Nah. She then grabs the lasers from the jets, creates a literal spear out of them, and smites this man into the ocean!
Oh my gosh, bro. This is one of the coolest abilities I've seen, man. I'm sorry. I want this ability in real life.
Anyways, that's not enough to take out Shigaraki though. He's just stun locked for the time being. But then she calls up General Agbar up in the US, and also, doesn't this guy look like one of Frieza's henchmen? I'm just saying. But anyway, she asks him to send over some more firepower, so they send over their strongest missiles for her to use on Shigaraki. And bro, she grabs the missiles with her Gundam and sends down a whole nuke on this man. Bro! Why is she so cool? Oh my gosh! Anyways, so we're all thinking, right? This guy's gotta be dead, right? There's no way he could survive a whole nuke, right? No freaking
Ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Bro, imagine you sent out your strongest attack and you see this roach come back after the whole thing's over. Bro, I'm packing it up at that point. So Shigaraki lands on one of the jets and he's tweaking all the way out at this point. He's got that I need it attitude right now. He is desperate for that quirk. So he starts bungee jumping on all of these jets to get to Star, and oh boy, I wasn't ready for the next scene. Here's an example of my genuine reaction. Yeah, safe to say I wasn't ready. But anyways, now that Shigaraki finally got a touch off on her, pause? He got to steal her quirk away and she's quickly decaying while she falls off into the ocean. It looks like our #1 hero in the US has nothing left to offer in this fight. Psych! You thought she was done? This is Stars and Stripes we're talking about here. Anyways, Shigaraki tries to use her quirk to give it a test run, and he starts literally self-destructing. Turns out Star put on a rule on her quirk right before she got hit that made it so that anyone apart from her who uses her quirk is gonna get eviscerated from the inside out. So Shigaraki is going through it right now. Bro is like... Star really looked at him and said, if I'm going down, you sure as hell coming with me. So then the guys in the jet start firing the lasers, and I'm not gonna lie, these lasers have not been doing jack this whole fight. But hey, this time they're actually doing some damage because he's weakened now. So we're thinking, yeah, we're getting somewhere with this. We might actually kill him for this time. We all need to remember what Shigaraki's #1 ability is. Plot. This man literally sprouts some wings and flies out of the lasers and says, I'm gonna look for someone to give this quirk to before I die. So he finds these two bums who are so broke them not even have no antenna for bring up TVJ. And bro, imagine seeing this literal demon on your doorstep. And the first thought that comes to your head is to ask, is this a hero? Bro, you deserve whatever's coming to you at this point. So then he jumps and palms this dude's face and starts transferring the quirk over. But then Star says,
Baka.
She basically starts telling him that even though she couldn't kill him right then and there, she knows the homies in Japan are gonna run the get back for her anyways. But then this man all for one starts talking like say he wasn't just screaming her name from the ass whooping she was giving him a while ago. Nah, bro, that's severe fraud behavior. Don't think we're gonna let that slide. Nah, I got you on fraud watch. But anyways, that sums up both of the episodes, and bro, I'm still upset that they took away such a W character, bro. Like, not even gonna lie, she might just be my favorite character in My Hero right now. I got recency bias, but I don't care. You can't give me a character like that and not make me put her at the top of my list. Nah. But yo, rest in peace to this absolute goat of a character, bro. She was really like that. But anyways, that's it from me, guys. In the lists. I don't know what it is about My Hero Academia, but as of recently, I feel like I really need to start giving this anime more praise. Like, not only do they provide me with that fluid barbecue sauce animation from Studio Bones each week, I haven't seen a single episode from this season that I would put less than 8 out of 10 on the scale. I'm not even gonna lie. With that said though, I feel like this episode gave me a lot that I wanted to like give my 2 cents on. But before that, I want to remind you guys to like, share, and subscribe before I have Shigaraki put the hands on you. Or fingers. Bro, what the freak are those? Ugh! Wait, hold up. Huh. Well, let's hope these people don't end up discovering JJK. Anyways, I wanted to take some time in this video to analyze who I think is one of the most complex and underrated villains of the show. And that would be Stussy. I mean Himiko Toga. For starters, one of the most tragic things about Toga is that if you really sit down and meds it, she is probably one of the loneliest characters in the show. Like, yeah, you have characters with their sad backstory where they can't get along with anyone because they had some inner demon inside them, or they were born without powers in a verse full of OP people, or they look like this. But the thing about Toga that I'd say makes her unique is that her quirk/ability literally prevents her from being what is considered normal by society, which is kind of depressing. But that's something that a lot of the villains in My Hero have in common that I have to appreciate, because I feel like it adds a bit more depth to the characters in that they don't become villains because they were just born as menaces the second they came out the womb. Nah, they become villains because their quirks literally make them unacceptable in any normal field in society. And once again, that's kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie. Now, of course, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying biting people's arms and trying to drink their blood through bendy straws in any way is okay. Nah, you can miss me with all of that. But when you really look from it from Toga's perspective, telling her to be normal is like telling a lion that it can only eat grass and has to stand on 2 legs for the rest of its life. In heels. And yeah, I know that may sound crazy, but she really is pretty much just fundamentally wired differently from every other character in the show. Which I'm not gonna lie, is kind of enough for me to empathize with her character even a little bit. But anyways, looking at the last episode, Toga pulls Midoriya into the portal with her, and that stops him from joining up the others to fight Shigaraki. And I know she was probably completely unaware of this because she was just thinking of drinking grande Starbucks cups full of Deku blood the entire time. But she high-key just made one of the craziest MVP plays for the villains, because now that Deku isn't there to fight Shigaraki, it's not looking too good for the heroes' side, not gonna lie. Because we gotta remember, this is the same man with the most diabolical cheese touch in anime history. Because all this man needs to do is just plant his fingertips on the ground and he can deduct a whole city from the map in less than 10 seconds. And the second this man Shigaraki catches Aizawa or Monoma lacking, yeah, we're gonna be cooked. But anyways, back to Toga and Midoriya. So Toga rushes Midoriya and tries to stab him, but Midoriya dodges it at the last second. And bro, Midoriya starts talking how he couldn't sense her with danger sense. And then one of the past users of One For All starts saying how her danger doesn't register as actual danger because she does it out of affection. Bro, what the freak is this shit, bro? Cause you mean to tell me that this danger sense that he has as an ability can't actually sense actual danger if it's not intended as danger? So hold on, let me get this straight. If a nigga points a gun at this man, but he actually don't got no ill intentions, if he fires that bullet, this man Midoriya won't sense it? Yeah, okay, bro. Just take this lame-ass ability back to the dollar store you got it from. So anyways, now that Toga's got Deku's attention, she tries to tell him the real reason why she brought him over here, and this is basically how it went.
Toga, seriously, this needs to stop. It's like every time I got a major fight, you always gotta come in the picture. Like, do you not pester me enough? Like, you've sent me 5 DMs already with dead animals saying that they remind you of me. What the freak is it that you want?
I want you to be my boyfriend.
Bitch, what?
Wait a minute. Boyfriend? She's a female. And she asking me to be her boyfriend? What? Wait a minute. I thought I was supposed to be gay.
So yeah, after Deku finishes processing the fact that the crazy girl likes him, she starts telling him, let me suck your... Whoa. Pause. Fire upon that. She says, let me consume your... You know what? Screw it. She straight up wants to gargle this man's blood. And after Deku hears this, he's like, hell no, what kind of Dracula shit are you on? So Toga's like, to me, being boyfriend and girlfriend means I get to suck your blood whenever I want, and you just sit back and enjoy it. So what do you want to do with me, hero? She then disappears into the water, and Deku responds like how most sane people would. He basically tells her he wouldn't want the person he's with to hurt people, and he wouldn't want to hurt people either. He just wants to eat some Pocky and like maybe play Fireboy and Water Girl sometimes. Doesn't sound too bad, does it? But then Toga makes this face. Now, I know a lot of people saw this and probably felt bad for Toga, but do you know what the only thing I was thinking about when I saw this frame? Okay, I think I got it out of my system. So now that Toga's gotten her answer, which, by the way, was not at all what she wanted to hear, she decides to take some advice from dear Uncle Timon.
When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world.
And decides now to not hurt them because she loves them, but hurt them because she hates them. Yeah. Big difference. But this all just ties into what I said before about Toga's character. She sees all the things that she does as completely normal in her own world. And at least from her perspective, the people that can't accept her for who she is are the people that she truly believes are the fake heroes and true villains of society. And going forward from here, I'd really like to see how they decide to handle this type of character, because she is indeed one of the most misunderstood characters in the show. You know, despite being a complete psychopath. But still intriguing to watch nonetheless. But anyways, that's it from me, guys. In the next one. So, episode 12 of My Hero. Bro, when it comes to this episode in particular, I'm gonna be honest. I am kind of at a loss for words. Because leaving off of the last episode, basically where Bakugo ended up... yeah, that. It kind of put a lot more emphasis on the notion that shit ain't sweet no more, right? Because for the most part during this season so far, there have been some pretty gruesome casualties that have happened during these episodes, and it's kind of shifted my mindset into thinking that each episode going forward was going to be on like some vigilante Deku arc levels of seriousness, and that I should just forget about seeing any type of goofy shit. Welp, come to find out I was wrong, because I just saw one man stop another man dead in his tracks using nothing but his bare blue booty cheeks.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Like, think of it from my perspective. I am looking into this with no form of expectations that there is going to be any form of goofiness at all going forward in this entire season. I am on the verge of thinking that this is some Attack on Titan level of seriousness. So obviously there was no fiber of my being that was ever expecting this man to full send his yams onto my screen. So as you could imagine, I genuinely had to take a step back and just process the gravity of what I just witnessed. And the part about it that was the most baffling was that it freaking worked. Like, deadass, my thought process was the same as Sakura's when Naruto busted out the reverse Diddy Party jutsu on Kaguya. But like, aside from my astonishment with the actions of BBL Drizzy over here, I gotta comment on the fact that I have noticed that there have been a considerable amount of L's taken in this specific episode, one of which I'll discuss later in the video, but the first two that I gotta really bring up are like, the obvious ones, Shoto and Endeavor. So first let me start with Shoto, because this man really spent all that time binging Ben 10 to learn how to make cold flames like Ultimate Big Chill, just to get completely little broed by Dabi. Yo, big up Ben 10 UA by the way. But if I was Shoto, I know I'd be about mad as hell if I spent all this time trying to learn this move that can literally break the laws of physics, only for it to not work. And on top of that, this man Dabi learned that shit in 0.2 seconds. Just by seeing it. Now at that point, you got it, bro. Cause clearly you are the prodigy and I was never meant to be here. So yeah, in Shoto's section, things aren't looking too good. And like father like son, we got the same situation on Endeavor's side. So apparently All For One had this last resort trump card that basically allowed him to use Aries' quirk to rewind his body back into its prime. And bro turns into a whole ass Chad. And to make matters even more disrespectful, this man floats down to the battlefield and flash steps behind baby girl right here to steal her quirk and her drip because he wants to look good before he beats everybody's ass.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
I know this man did not just steal Natsu's drip! Bro! Tell me that is not Natsu's scarf right there. Nah, bro, nah. You're not gonna tell me this man hasn't been watching 100-Year Quest Under the Quiet. But then he finally reveals what his true motives are in all of the things that he's doing right now. He says his goal is to ruin the future of the entire world. Now, when you really let that sink in, you realize that that is a really intimidating thing to say as a villain because, really and truly, that could low-key mean a lot of things. Now, granted, I'm not certain what he means by this, but I don't put it past this man to go so far as to recreating the eclipse scene from Berserk. And that's why a statement like this coming from someone like All For One really puts into perspective how much of a threat to society this man truly is. Now, those are the two main L's, right, that stood out to everybody. But this next one kind of had me looking a bit baffled, to say the least. Like, I don't even know how many of y'all would really consider this an L or not, but this is just
kind of more of a personal L, to be honest.
Edgeshot basically replacing Bakugo's heart with his body. Yeah, I don't know about that, my boy. Like, all right, let me explain. Like, I get that it can be looked at from the perspective that Bakugo is just that valuable of an asset from the hero's point of view, right? But it can also be looked at from the perspective that this man Edgeshot is wholeheartedly accepting the fact that he is just not Himothy, as a pro-hero on top of it. Now, bro probably came to the conclusion that since he's gonna get fodderized eventually by Shigaraki and his freaking chicken fingers, bro probably thought he ain't got nothing to lose no more, right? But I'm not gonna lie, stepping up to plant yourself inside of a kid's body is crazy work, bro. Like, I really don't know how I could feel about being inside of another man's body like that. And yes, slather the paws all over that statement. And even more so, Bakugo's body? The nigga who's always freaking angry and screaming. Like, bro, I already know this man's heart rate is gonna be crazy 24/7. And I'm gonna be in that bitch struggling to keep up with this man's blood pressure. But like, when I was watching this scene, I kinda got the same impressions as when like they were about to revive Erwin in Attack on Titan and he came back from the brink of death to slap that syringe out of his face and be like, just revive the youth, I don't want no part of this shit no more. Like, I feel like this man Edgeshot was on the exact same wavelength as Erwin and just decided to like take an early leave from the battlefield at this point. Which, I'm gonna be honest, who can really blame, bro? However, you're still gonna be remembered as the guy who literally penetrated a minor's body. Just saying, bro. But even in spite of all the L's that we've been taking on the hero side, I feel like that's about to change soon, because lo and behold, this man Midoriya finally pulled upon the scene. And in disrespectful fashion too, by literally drop-kicking this man Shigaraki on sight. Bro, it's about damn time! Because I'm gonna be honest, I got a little bit tired now of seeing this man Shigaraki just no-diffing everybody in sight. So when the next episode drops, I will be expecting to see the most devious get back in anime history. Because I know when bro sees that man Bakugo's laid out body, he is going to be on some feral shit. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great jubility.
What did he say?
What? How that word pronounced? Jubilance. Fuck said, man, try to sound smart. It is with great jubilance that I can finally say, yeah, it's official. My Hero Academia has finally locked in! Hey guys, Editor Me here. Just wanted to remind you guys to help your boy out by leaving a comment, like, share, and subscribe this video on the journey to 1,000 subscribers, so that would really be appreciated. But anyways, enough about that. Let's get back to the video at hand.
Like, bro. I have to say without a single shadow of a doubt that this was by far the best episode of this season to date. And I will not be hearing any arguments made on that matter. Because Studio Bones, they did this episode some serious justice, dog. But bro, I still gotta say, damn, it took these niggas too long to get to this point. Cause I feel like I was really tipping on the edge of becoming a full-blown Shigaraki hater. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Because ever since this season started, I have been getting an oversaturation of Shigaraki W's and hero L's. And I can't lie, bro, it was starting to trigger me each time this man busted out some new form every single time someone got an upper hand on him. Like, this nigga out here really thinking he's Frieza. Except that each form gets even more revolting than the last.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
But yo, screw Shigaraki. I gotta give Midoriya his flowers right now because this man really pulled up with the get back of the year. But I can't even lie, bro almost fumbled the bag right in the beginning. Because I know my boy was just seeing nothing but red. Or green, or whatever that color is. Light blue, aquamarine. Y'all get the picture. And this man Shigaraki knew from experience that this man, when he crashes out, does not think straight. Because bro turns freaking primal when that happens. But I'm not gonna lie, you know who I gotta give even more respect to? This nigga Mirio. Because I know damn well if I was in this nigga's shoes, there is no way I'm calming this man down. I am instigating this nigga to beat the living brakes off of Shigaraki. Like, I do not care, bro. I don't care. Like, the only thing going through my mind at the moment would be how many lives this nigga has taken and the fact that I had to flash my ass to stop this man in front of the hose. Like, I would not be able to recover from that mentally. Like, there is a reason why this man Mirio had tears in his eyes when he did this shit. He was thinking about the amount of hose he just lost because of this man. So yeah, needless to say, if I was in this man's position, I would not have a single ounce of rationality left in my body. But hey, big props to Mirio though for not being like me. Because once this dude Midoriya calmed down, my boy was locked in. Like bro, if I were to see another man give me this type of look, I would be of the assumption that I'm about to get my shit ran with the utmost efficiency. And well, that is exactly what happened. Cause right when this man Shigaraki charges, bro, he ate that like it was nothing and pulls out an upgraded version of Black Whip called Black Chain. Oh nah, bro, you can't tell me that shit's not cold. This man just took inspiration from Kurapika's moveset. Then bro does this hand motion right here, which I'm not gonna lie is cold as shit for what he's about to do next. He then flash steps in front of Shigaraki and starts talking about second gear, third gear, top gear, bro. Like my boy really thought his name was Monkey D. Luffy for a second. Like bro really decided to bring out all the anime moves for this fight, and I respect it. But bro, on a side note, these were some of the most satisfying punches I've ever seen, because each of these punches you could feel the weight behind every single one of these hits, bro. Like bro, these are the same type of punches that would have you coughing up androids. And the way this gear shift ability works is that he can basically increase the acceleration of objects, including himself. So all of his punches, he can increase the acceleration of them to the max. So basically, imagine getting punched at Mach speed. And well, you only need to watch a single episode of Baki to understand that concept. Also, I gotta point out, this man moving his arms as though he's actually gear shifting each time he uses this ability. Like, I don't know, bro, something about that motion just makes the ability that much more saucy to me. Cause like, imagine you see this man do that shit in real time and then he disappears, and not even half a second passes before you realize you have a big ass indentation in your stomach. Like, that's cold as shit, bro. And to make this shit even more busted, this man can actually stop his momentum in the midst of using the ability. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of those abilities that I just have fun messing around with in physics class. But you know what? Let me chill out, because I'm kind of glazing this ability to Kingdom Come right now. But I gotta say, this was definitely one of the best lock-in moments in anime history. I gotta say, like, I have not seen a character with the amount of hyper-focus that this man Deku had in this fight in a while. Like, this man's focus was on some, like, Gon versus Pito type shit, but less unhinged. But one specific thing I gotta say I like about Deku's fighting style as a character is that, I don't know, there's something about the way he fights in which you can just tell every single move he does is just calculated as shit. Like, no matter which version of Deku in the story that you're talking about, this man has always seemed to just get the absolute most out of every single ability or resource at his disposal. And on top of that, bro's creativity is on some fierce shit, because tell me why this man decided to use the Hidden Lotus from Naruto Part 1 on Shigaraki, bro. That's kind of tough, bro. That's kind of tough. Like, bro, I can't even lie, this was by far the most beautiful moment I have seen in this season so far. From the animation to the emotion to the freaking soundtrack, bro, you know they can't go wrong with You Say Run, bro. Like, for once, we can definitely say the heroes got a little bit of an upper hand right here, but I know this is one of those moments where we can't get our hopes too high. Cause guess what? This man Shigaraki looking like he's about to pull out another nasty ass transformation. Like, bro, literally just got pregnant. But you know what pissed me off, bro, after this? Like, this man Shigaraki started complaining about how he hasn't gotten to use a single quirk yet. I'm like, nigga, do I look like I give a shit? You think I got sympathy for your ass? Like, nah, all I'm saying is these niggas Aizawa and Monoma need to staple their eyes open at this point. I don't care if y'all gotta do some Saw type shit. Y'all better continue making this man's life difficult. But overall, definitely by far the most hype episode of the season so far. And I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of episodes to come. Also, I think Raphael over here needs some pizza. Now then. Before I start getting into my whole yammering sessions that I normally be on in these videos, just wanted to take some time before I start to just address the fact that I've really been appreciating the support lately, especially with how y'all showed the love for the last vid. And if you guys want me to turn this into a series where I talk about the episodes each week, then let me know. Though my track record with scheduling these things has not been the best lately. But y'all know what y'all gotta do if you want to see more of these videos. Just show the support, like up the video, share and subscribe, even leave a comment or two to let me know what your guys' thoughts are. And yeah, I'll try to make these videos a more regular thing. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say real quick. And with that being said, let's get back to the video at hand. You know, no matter what show or anime I'm watching, there's always one thing I'm always going to be able to appreciate in a series. And that has to be when writers know how to make it so that side cast characters, they know how to give them a certain level of spotlight in the show without it feeling like forced or like in your face, like, ugh, get this man off my screen already. Where's the MC? You get what I'm saying? Like, they find ways to genuinely give you some level of connection with these characters to like understand their perspectives, like their backgrounds, and just allow them to get some shine for a change instead of the regular main cast. Because even while I'm saying all this, going into this episode, I was completely aware of the fact that this was not going to be a continuation of the Deku versus Shigaraki fight. And like most people, I didn't have the same level of excitement going into this episode. Like, I didn't have the same amount of hype. I didn't bust out the Miss Birdie crackers. Yo, shout out Miss Birdie, had the best thing that. But even in spite of my initial lack of excitement, I genuinely found myself thoroughly enjoying this episode. Like, I went into this with very average expectations. But you know what my ass wasn't expecting? For this nigga Koda to be striking up thumbnail-worthy frames on my screen, bro!
I'm moving different. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I'm a dog.
Like, nah, I want y'all to understand something. For the entire time that I've been watching this series, I have never thought to myself that I would see a day when I'm like, oh, Koda? Oh yeah, he cold. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to be so real with y'all. I did not know this nigga's name before this episode. And no, before y'all get in my comments saying, nah, he's just saying that for views. Nah, I'm dead ass serious right now. Like, if I was placed on a cliff at gunpoint and I had to answer what this man's name was, there would have been a higher chance of me jumping off the edge and doing a backflip before I figured out this man's name. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, my ass even had to do a Google search just to confirm this man's full name before starting this video. And come to find out, this man is literally named after one of my mains in Brawlhalla. Shout out Koji, by the way. But like, before this, if I was addressing this man or referring to him, I would deadass be like the nigga that talks to pigeons, bro. I'm not even exaggerating. But after this episode, I had to put some respect on bro's name, bro. I had to. Even though I can't lie, in some of these frames, he be looking like the friggin' string cheese man. But let's not talk about that. Let's give this man his flowers and move on. Because my boy low-key stood on business this episode, and that right there earned my respect. But of course, I can't move on without first talking about my boy Shoji. Like, bro. I've always had this man Shoji as like an underdog, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie, this man has one of my favorite character designs in the entire show. I can't even exaggerate. Like, bro, deadass looks like a mix between Kakashi and Orochimaru's version of Peter Parker. Mix them together and that's him. Like, my boy low-key looks sauced out most of the time, and the mask definitely adds to it. Though I gotta be honest, they kinda did you dirty with the face reveal, my boy. I mean, I got you out here looking like you belong in BoJack Horseman, but listen, that ain't the point! The point is, with or without the mask, my boy is still a G! And I mean, his quirk is also kinda saucy to me, like, I mean, not even to throw shade at the Koda fans, but I think it's better than being able to talk to friggin' cockroaches. I'm just saying, but hey, that's still big respect on Koda, though. That's still big respect. That's big Koda. But come on, bro. You can't tell me this man's quirk is not sauce when he's literally throwing out gum Gatlings out of nowhere. Like, that's kind of tough. Like, don't be sleeping on my boy Toji. Toji. Okay. Re-record that shit. Like, don't be sleeping on my boy Shoji or Koda. Cause I can respect when characters like these step out and take the spotlight, and I still feel just as entertained watching them. Actually, that was a lie. I'd still prefer to see Deku continue to run his get back on Shigaraki right now. But still, this is enough to keep me entertained for the time being until that point comes. Also, I feel the need to ask, what the heck is going on with this man Spinner, bro? Like, I already knew he was gonna tweak out or something this episode, but I was starting to get convinced that this man genuinely did not have any more brain cells to spare on this war. Like, this man's looking like he got overexposure to the orb of confusion or something. Bro, y'all don't remember peak SpongeBob, bro. But actually, I think I know what exactly is wrong with this man right now. This dude all for one gave this man a freaking symbiote! Like, bro, look! This man is getting taken over by Carnage! Okay, let me chill. But jokes aside though, the episode itself was indeed enjoyable to watch, and I'm looking forward to see how they're gonna go about the rest of these side quests for now. Even though I say that though, I would not mind getting back to the main fight already. Just saying. Ever since this season started, I have been getting an oversaturation of Shigaraki W's and hero L's. And I can't lie, bro, it was starting to trigger me each time this man busted up. But like, aside from my astonishment with the actions of BBL Drizzy over here, I gotta comment on the fact that I have noticed that there have been a considerable amount of L's taken in this specific episode. Yeah, I think y'all pick up where I'm going with this. To be honest, when it came to the heroes side, I was honestly more like lightheartedly joking, but at the same time not, when I be bashing the heroes for taking L's. But those were like specific L's that I had the thought process of bringing up at the time, because those are what stood out to me at those moments, right? But after this episode, I had to take a step back and reevaluate some things, and it now begs the question to me, have the heroes gotten a single W this season? Like, listen. I'm not trying to take away from the efforts that have been made so far by the heroes, but really looking back at it, each time these niggas looked like they were on the verge of getting a W, I look away for 5 seconds and they're back to taking L's. Example, Stars and Stripes versus Shigaraki. Like, Star really almost croaked this man even after death. Had bro spontaneously combusting and everything, and was about to off him for real until bro's plot armor kicked in. And bro tells New Order to piss off, then goes into recovery time for a few days, and now he's back to being a menace. Another example, the heroes baiting All For One and the villains into UA. Now the heroes really seem like they had this whole thing planned out. They've orchestrated everything perfectly, right?
Wrong.
Cause then the one nigga that could go hands for hands with Shigaraki gets completely removed from the equation because of a thirsty ass vampire chick. And when he finally pulls up and runs the ones with Shigaraki, this man somehow has another transformation and starts turning into a pink sock. But yeah, I think y'all get my point. Seeing the amount of consistent L's that these guys have been taking throughout this entire season is starting to make me feel genuinely bad for the heroes because, bro, I'm starting to think we're just sorry. Because the second this man Kurogiri woke up, yeah, shit not only hit the fan, it got blended up in that bitch. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm putting this one on mic. Now, I know some of y'all about to go into the comments section, start typing about some Mike was just shaken up because it was his friend from back in the day. And while I do indeed understand the sentiment, I must say, I do not give two shits. Like, I'm sorry, but in this moment, the only thing that would be on the forefront of my mind would be the amount of migraines I'm about to cause from this man coming back into the battlefield and messing shit up because I didn't off this man when I had the chance. Like, bro, all I'm saying that if it was me, I'm pulling up next to bro's ear, and I'ma just hit him with that, But anyways, even though I'm over here bashing the heroes beyond the point of no return right now, I also feel it's necessary for me to point out a major advantage that the villains have always had over the heroes, and that is that they absolutely abuse the use of ass pulls. And this episode is no exception, because this man Spinner showed proof that he has been learning from the god of ass pulls himself this entire time, and busts out an ass pull of his own. Because this man somehow manages to trigger Kurogiri's memories by just placing one of Shigaraki's nasty ass, musty ass, stank ass. Okay, first of all, if I'm Kurogiri, I'm fighting you after that, because ain't no way you just put that nasty ass shit on my face. But yeah, all it took was this man sniffing one of Shigaraki's hands and all of a sudden bro's back in action. Like, if that ain't the highest form of asshole bullshit, then I don't know what is. And the way this man Kurogiri got to work with efficiency, bro. Like, bro immediately starts airdropping the villains to their desired battlefields. And bro, I know if I'm a hero and I'm on the battlefield and I suddenly see a freaking warp hole open up in the sky, yeah, pack it up at that point. I know what time it is. Time for me to put this hero shit down. Cause y'all got me all the way messed up with that shit. And to make matters even worse...
We're completely fucked, we're completely fucked.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but if I was in this situation and I saw a bunch of Twices raining from the sky, yeah, my inner wagonist would have taken over at that point. Now, some of y'all might be wondering, what the hell is a wagonist? Let me take this moment to refer to the Jamaican Encyclopedia. Ahem. Wagonist. A term referring to a person who has a tendency to root for the winning side in an opposition. They are also quick to switch sides depending on who is showing better signs of winning, and will not think twice before making such decisions. So now that we're all up to speed with what the word wagonist means, people, let me ask y'all this. If you were a hero in this verse and you saw a literal tsunami of Twices falling out of the sky, you still gonna be a hero? Or you're gonna be a wagonist? Bro, if you don't shut your lying ass up about you want to be a hero, ain't nobody got time for those types of problems, bro. I would be on the villain side expeditiously. Plus my boy Shigaraki's a gamer, bro? Bro, we locked in! Bro, after I join up, I'ma be playing League and Brawlhalla with this man on our regulars. I'ma just have to remember not to dap bro up at any point and make sure I let him win all the matches, cause I ain't trying to get packed up. But hey, I'd take that over dealing with freaking Sad Man's Parade. Just saying. A wise man once said, if you can't beat them, make them join you. Or something like that. But bro, it is a sight to see when the villains from the past come back as allies in the future. Like, I knew at some point the heroes would have to come out with some type of trump card, some type of undercover strategy that they were hiding in the back, because ain't no way we were about to get passed around like donkeys this entire season. However, there was not a single fiber of my being that was expecting them to come back with these absolute goats for reinforcements, bro. But before I start, I'm gonna have to ask y'all to like, share, comment, and subscribe and help your boy out in getting to 1,000 subscribers. Like, bruh, we are that close. Now anyways, let's get back to the video at hand. Where do I even begin? Actually, I want to start off talking about this man Gentle, because seeing this man after all these years reminded me of something. This dude really would have been a menace to society if he actually took this villain shit seriously. Because really thinking about it, the amount of versatility that comes with this man's ability is pretty dang immense. For those of you who don't know, his ability allows him to apply rubber-like properties to anything that he touches. And this ability is not limited to tangible objects alone, because this man can turn the literal air into a trampoline if he wants to. So a quirk like this is really just limited to his imagination more than anything else. Like, if you really think about it, this man was out here using Gear 5 before Luffy made that shit his name brand. But I digress. The main point I'm making here is that this man really and truly should not be underestimated. And just to show how lethal this man can be, when they were having the jailbreak at his prison, bro stood in front of an entire mob of felons, super powered felons might I add, and really told these guys, "Where are y'all going? We're not done serving our time yet. We can't just leave, we're still criminals, remember?"
Is this nigga serious?
And bro, the reaction that came as a result of this was 100% expected. They all decided to just unanimously jump bro same time. Except that ain't end so well. And I'm gonna be honest, I did not know bro had it in him, but he held off the entire prison and restrained every one of the prisoners till daybreak by himself. Let me reiterate. This man went up against an entire mob full of super-powered felons and beat every single one of their asses by himself. And at the end of it all, he was sitting down like a G. Listen, all I'm saying is that if bro really put his mind to it, and he chose the route of full-blown felony instead of, well, Clout chasing? This man would have likely been another headache for the heroes to deal with if he was chilling with Shigaraki and them. But at least it's big dubs for us though that he's on our side. And I gotta say, it's kinda crazy that people thought this man couldn't be a hero with this type of quirk. But hey, bro's proving all the haters wrong right now. Also, not gonna lie, everybody needs to find somebody that supports them the same way La Brava supports Gentle, bro. Like, my boy really got himself the definition of a ride or die. And you know, it's interesting to think about because even her quirk embodies exactly what it means to be a supportive partner. Because she literally makes you stronger the more she loves and supports you. Like, bro, it doesn't get more clear-cut than that. But what's even more impressive to me is that she really hacked this man's Skeptic servers in the past just for shits and giggles. And full-on traumatized this man as a result. I can't even lie, it's low-key hilarious seeing this man Skeptic have full-blown PTSD from these cats appearing on his screen. Like, this man really said, not the pump dance, no! Oh, I can't take this seriously, bruh. And bro tries to at least escape with the remaining systems, but...
Hello there.
Well, I'm right aren't I?
Right in the down under.
Yeah, as I said before, if these two gave in to committing to a full-blown life of villainy together, instead of just being on like some Team Rocket shit, I think it's safe to say they would have been absolute menaces. But you know who I'm most glad is on our side? FaZe Nagant. Bro, I can't even lie. The second I saw that bullet take Shigaraki's hand clean off, it was as though all my prayers were finally answered. Cause now we got the most lethal long distance support on our side. And like, I want y'all to really meds this. When the camera pans to Lady Nagant, you do not see Yue anywhere in sight, bro. Just how far was she aiming that shit? And she did this while still badly injured by the looks of it. Cause, I mean, she looks like Squidward after he got stung by that big ass jellyfish, bro. Like, I don't know to what extent this nerfs her abilities, but I respect the fact that she really took the time to go on the roof of the hospital and sent out a shot from what looks like it's miles away. Like, that is cold as shit right there. But to summarize my thoughts on this episode, it's really just a satisfying feeling when an antagonist from a past arc comes back into the story as an ally. But do you know what's not satisfying? These freaking business course students not doing shit but recording. Like, the entire base is falling apart and these niggas did not flinch from their phone screens. Like, bro, if you want to do something useful with that phone, call up a barber. Cause that beehive that you have on your head might damn well be weighing down the school even more. Just saying. Yes, sir, we are back again with another W episode from My Hero. And this episode right here was straight up tense, bro. And y'all know I gotta talk about it. But before we get into that, I gotta remind you guys that if you guys like my content, then your boy would really appreciate it if y'all could like, share, and comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't already. And I guarantee you, if you complete all of these actions that I just specified, you will receive a magic Twinkie in your mailbox in a period of 3 business days. And once this Twinkie has been consumed, you will immediately gain the ability to see into the past. Yes, you will be able to see into your past in 4K 60 FPS, and this I 100% guarantee. But without further ado, let's get back to the video at hand. So continuing off of the last episode where Lady Nagant left us off with the clutch long distance support, we see her basically struggling to even make it to the roof of the building. And this knockoff version of Mario, like, bro, this is basically Mario if he went down the medical field instead of the jumping on turtles, eating mushrooms, and saying, "Let's go!" field. Like, bro, the nigga's hair is literally shaped like his hat. But he's basically telling her she's in no condition to be using her powers right now. But of course, she ain't trying to hear all that. And Rocklock pulls up with a care package and gives her the location to Yue. And then we see her getting straight to work, sending out pristine shots at Shigaraki. By the way, for those of you who are going to correct me for calling him Shigaraki at this point in the story, listen, I'm already aware of the level of psychological warfare that this man is going through right now in regards to slowly turning into All For One. But for the sake of not overcomplicating things for both myself and others watching, I'ma just call this man Shigaraki until he just stops looking like Shigaraki. But anyways, that first shot did not come without a cost because now she is quite literally trying to hold it all together. But even being aware of the risk that she might just pop like a balloon if she fires another shot, she then proceeds to fire another shot, taking off both of this man's hands in the process. Except now she's kinda out of commission. But hey, she did her part and came in clutch. But then Shigaraki basically pulls an Itadori on All For One for a second and tells this man, "Yo, stop trying to take control of my body." Pause. Big pause on that. But bro is having the internal battle of a lifetime at this moment, and he ends up getting control for a while and tells this man Deku, yo, the only time I'm gonna be satisfied is when I send all of you to Nirvana. And of course, Deku is not about to let that happen. But we then cut from the fight to this man Gentle, who is still holding up the entire school of UA. Bro, y'all better put respect on my boy's name. And then there's these business students still with their phones out, bro. So Gentle tries to send them back inside, but then this nigga's like,
What the f?
yeah, but after that we get the school back to levitating again. However, at the same time, Mike and Aizawa get pushed off the edge by Toga and her clones. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when Kaminari started screaming for Aizawa, I thought bro was about to go straight Pikachu mode. But then they fall into one of Korogiri's portals. Now, on the hero's side, they think this is more Korogiri trying to keep Aizawa from the fight, but I'm gonna be honest, I think this is more their OG friend trying to save them right here. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. So then we cut to All For One's side, and we see All For One trying to make his way to Shigaraki's side so he can fully take control of his body. And the more I say that shit, the weirder it sounds. So then Hawks is trying to stop him, and I'm not gonna lie, they did us absolutely dirty with this next scene. Cause we then see this man immediately get eviscerated. And this man Tokoyami's face was the precise amalgamation of everybody's reaction when this shit happened. However, right before the Hawks fangirls were about to start having mental breakdowns, bro starts getting zesty! Talking about some, ouchie.
What the fuck?
So we find out that that was just an illusion and the Shiketsu students pulled up and saved Hawks before anything happened to him. But come on, y'all did my boy dirty with that illusion, bruh. So since the Shiketsu students sent in all this backup, All For One then decides to get serious. And he then proceeds to start growing wings, branches, tumors? I don't really know what those are, but he uses them to basically start spamming quirks on everybody. However, that did not last for long.
Hello?
We'll make everything metal. Blacker than the blackest black times infinity.
Yeah, this man Tokoyami was ready to unleash the full power of Dark Shadow onto All For One. But you thought it was done there? Nah. Bro gets boosted up even further by Avatar Aang over here and just straight up drops the gauntlet on All For One. Bro, on a side note, Tokoyami's quirk is just one of the most entertaining quirks to watch to me because, bro, this man rarely ever gets to use this quirk to its full capacity. And when he does, my boy always seems to go absolutely crazy with it. So technically the episode ends there, but we then get an after credits scene where we get some actual explanation as to why Toga hasn't, eviscerated the entire population already. Cause let's be real, with Sadman's parade, you'd think she'd be spamming an army of Shigarakis and Dabis at this point. But it turns out her quirk has a contradiction with Twice's, whereas she can only transform into the people that she loves. And at this point in time, she seems to be going through an emotional struggle in regards to whether or not she actually likes the people in the league. And in the end, she asks herself, why can't she transform into Jean fully and be able to use his quirk properly? And I happen to know why. You just don't got that mentally unstable anime Deadpool personality type. Which honestly, sounds like a skill issue to me. Goodness gracious me, how are the backside just happening on my hero? Just when you think there's any type of progress being made on the hero's side, shit continues to hit the fan. But I can't lie, this dude All For One had my ass speechless, bro. Cause even though this man Tokoyami went so far as to harness the combined darkness of several generations worth of African ancestry just to put this man in the ground, this dude turns into a teenager and starts running everybody's shit. And while I didn't expect bro to be taken out that easily, I also didn't expect bro to come back in this episode with this level of aura. And this is the primest example of do not judge a book by its cover. Cause I'm not gonna lie, ever since this man All For One lost the mask and suit combo, I don't know bro, I just ain't been looking at him with the same level of intimidation like one time. Cause now bro just looks like a regular law-abiding citizen to me. Ironic as that may be. But yeah, I think this episode was meant to serve as a reminder that this man was never meant to be trifled with since birth. I mean, what do you expect from a nigga that literally got his inspiration to be a villain from freaking comic books? Like, no, I want y'all to let that sink in for a second. This man was reading comic books since he was young. And instead of gravitating towards the heroes, this nigga gravitated towards the villains who were feared by everybody in the world. And really sat down and said to himself, you know I could do that? I want to do that. I'm gonna go do that. For absolutely no reason. This man did not say to himself at any point, oh, I'm gonna become a villain to bring about world peace. I'm gonna bring about structure. I'm gonna bring about equality. I'm gonna avenge my sister-in-law's cousin's dead nephew. Like, nah, the only desire this man has is to bring about absolute and utter ruin. And that just goes to show just how much of a menace and threat to society this man truly is. And at this point in the season, I am really wondering how the heck we're gonna make it out of this situation, bro. Because soon after All For One tanks all of Tokoyami's barrage of attacks, we see Giganto freaking Makia coming in hot from the sidelines. Now naturally my initial thought process when seeing this was, we're friggin' cooked. Until I saw this man grab a literal chunk of the earth and hurl it at All For One. And bro, when I caught a glimpse of Kirishima and Shinso on top of his head, the dots started connecting in my mind and I was like, oh shit, we got cheats too. Because we managed to get Shinso to record and copy All For One's voice and use it to control Gigantomachia before the villains could release him. And since we got Big Boy on our side now, there was only one option: to proceed to jump his ass. So yeah, this did not do shit. Cause then bro proceeds to just one-shot everybody. First he takes a bite out of Mount Lady's torso, then he fires a ki blast at Makia, and then he just one-shots Tokoyami's Dark Shadow with ease. Like, bro! This man really just woke up and said, you know what? I'm done messing around with y'all niggas. And got to work with efficiency. Like, bro did not waste any time and just got right to eviscerating these three behemoths in like 10 seconds. As a matter of fact, you know what this scene reminded me of? This reminded me of the time when Aizen spent a good 20 minutes toying with the entire court guard squad. And at one point just said, screw it, I'ma just off y'all right now.
You what?
And then proceeded to just one-shot all of them one by one with zero difficulty. That is the exact same energy I got from this man All For One just shaming all of the heroes just now. And he even starts monologuing to himself, talking about how the younger he gets, the harder it is for him to suppress his intrusive thoughts and his quirks. So hold on, let me get this straight. This man is becoming an even bigger menace the younger he gets? Nigga, are you kid, boo? Nah, I'm convinced bro needs to be put in a Menace Hall of Fame at this point because ain't no way bro's out here catching bodies as a freaking teenager. So anyways, after all the carnage and destruction this man just unleashed, he starts little broing Hawks, and in the process of stealing his quirk, he is talking the immense shit right now. Talking about, damn, I'm surprised you made it this far with this weak-ass, trash-ass quirk. With them teeny-tiny-ass wings looking like they could be bought from Wingstop. And I know some of the Hawks fangirls were out there screaming watching this shit. And All For One's talking about how he's gonna steal Tokoyami's quirk too. But then Mineta tries to stop him and says, nah, steal my quirk instead.
What did he say?
I'm not gonna lie, my boy, you got a different level of boldness that I need in my life saying that shit. Cause ain't no way this man suggested to the main villain of this story to take a set of balls on his head instead of Tokoyami's quirk. Like bro, if I'm All For One, I'd be up the assumption that if I steal this nigga's quirk, I'm also gonna be putting myself at risk of contracting grape juice flavored AIDS in the process, and I'm not gonna be about that shit. But hey, props to bro for having the balls to say that to the main villain of the story. Pun intended. But yeah, I don't know if this man All For One just felt discouraged by Mineta's audacious statement, but he seemed to just choose to leave before taking Tokoyami's quirk. At least that's what it looks like. So I guess that's mission failed successfully. But jokes aside, the level of carnage that this man casually left behind is actually insane. And the worst is yet to come because, bro, if this is what he's doing in this state, I don't think we're ready for what he's about to do when he takes over Shigaraki. When it comes to My Hero Academia as of recently, it is very common to hear criticism being made on the animation aspect of the ongoing season. And as a result, you'll commonly hear comments being made along the lines of how the anime does not live up to the standards set by the manga. And because of this, I'd say there is a very clear divide in the community where one side, you have the people who mainly consume this story through the manga, and those like myself who mainly consume it through the anime. Now, considering the fact that I am mainly an anime watcher, my personal thoughts on this type of criticism that is commonly brought up by manga readers in particular is, I can honestly understand where y'all be coming from. Sometimes. Cause let's be real, I know it's gotta be about frustrating as hell to see your favorite manga getting animated, and when you carry yourself over to watch the shit, the supposed animation turns out to be nothing but a frame-by-frame slideshow with even lower quality than the actual manga that you just read. Now obviously in that case scenario, it's very understandable why anyone would be pissed off that happening. However, you also got a couple of people out there who really be adding a lot more salt than necessary to these critiques, bro. Like, these the same types of niggas to make comments like, oh, these clouds don't look how they looked in the manga. Nah, the anime is shit. These animators can't even draw clouds.
And I'm looking at him like, nigga, are you Shikamaru? Who the freak is looking at the clouds? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, these are the types of people I would not want to recommend any anime for them to watch, because they're the same ones that'll start commenting on the freaking shape of the character's eyes before anything else, and I'll be like, bro, if you don't shut up and appreciate this beautiful 4K snowstorm blizzard explosion right here. But either way, in the end, everybody's got their own preferences when watching a show. I just think that if you're just trying to be overly critical, then you're basically just stopping yourself from enjoying the overall show at that point. But anyways, I digress, and I know there are going to be some people that still disagree with this, but this episode of My Hero was absolutely bonkers, bro. Like, this, my friend, is what happens when you let those animators cook. And like every good meal, the shit takes time to prepare. Sometimes you gotta be patient. Cause these Studio Bones animators, while not perfect, they be coming through when it matters the most. But anyways, despite me spending a good 2 minutes yapping about animation and shit, I gotta say, I'd rightfully put this as the best episode of the entire season so far, and that's not even due to animation aspect. The reason being because the main focal point of this entire episode is about one of the most interesting plot points of the entire show to me, that being the Todoroki family drama. Now, first off, let me start this off by saying that this man Dabi is a masterclass crash out, bro. And I am convinced that this man is just a prodigy when it comes to this shit. Cause the concept of hating an anime is nothing new to me. I mean, we've seen the lengths that some niggas go in anime to get rid of their ops. Yeah, y'all get the point. It's just the way this man was so dead focused on crashing out and causing nothing but problems for this man Endeavor, to the point where the only words this man could utter from his mouth were hate, die, and the names of his family members. And that's not even a stretch of exaggeration, bruh. Like, you gotta have a level of screws loose to completely disregard your own physical well-being for the sake of ruining another man's life and all those who are connected to him, like this man Dabi. And I'ma be honest, I know some of y'all might just be some Dabis under the quiet for real. Like, maybe y'all won't go so far as to burn yourselves to death because we still gotta follow the laws of biology and physics in real life at the end of the day. And unlike Dabi, most of us would still feel our skin getting toasted to tar. But let somebody cross them hard enough and I guarantee you there is that one person who will dedicate the rest of their life trying to get back at the niggas who wronged them. But hey, I'ma leave that to those of you who got the excess energy to do all of that shit. Cause I'ma let y'all know right now, I do not enjoy meat enough to be holding no beef with nobody, fam. And no, I will not be pausing that shit, fam. I will remain in my bed, calm, cool, and collected, forgetting my enemies even existed. But I digress. Like, when it came to crashing out this episode, this man Dabi was just straight up on a dangerous type of timing, bro. Like, bro was literally ready to cause a 5-kilometer nuke by also completely eviscerating himself in the process just to get rid of this man Endeavor. And to put it into perspective, the level of heat this man was generating before the explosion is actually insane, that he's causing this man who has literal heat resistance to get physical burns from this shit. Though if I'm being honest, I've developed my own heat resistance from being out here in the tropics my entire life. And where I come from, if you're not immune to heat, you just don't survive. So I gotta be honest, my boy, it looks like a skill issue to me. Just throw my ass in there and I'd be tanking that shit for real. But at this point in the video, jokes aside, this man Dabi went out sad as hell for real. Because while he is in the process of pressing Endeavor, we see that he manages to unlock his mother's ice quirk after all these years. Bruh, I can't lie, when I saw this scene, I could not help but just feel sorry for bro. Because when you really look at it, the literal reason this man even went through all the shit that he went through was because he wasn't born with his mother's quirk to balance out the crazy heat he'd be generating. And it really took this man roasting himself to the point of looking like something out of Fire Force to finally unlock that ability. Like, this man Dabi was really the prodigal child of the Todoroki family for real, and it took bro damn near offing himself past the point of recovery to unlock his full potential. Like, bro, if that shit ain't sad, I don't know what is. But in order to stop bro from spontaneously combusting, the entire Todoroki family pulls up to help out. But sadly, the ice quirks of his family aren't anywhere near enough to cool bro off. He's literally a step below becoming a nuclear bomb at this point. But however, just when bro was ready to explode explode, this man Todoroki pulls up with the sauce! Like, bro. I know this man did not just pull up on a ice jet. Bro, what? Nah, I need to know who was in the drawing room coming up with this creative shit. I don't know about y'all, and I might damn well have some crazy recency bias, but this might unironically be the coldest pull-up I have ever seen in an anime. Like, this man Todoroki really said sometimes you gotta pop out and what?
Well, what you gonna do? Yeah, you can dress, but you still ain't cute.
But anyways, after that insane entrance, this man Todoroki runs up on Dabi, charges up his ult, and somehow manages to completely freeze the entire 5-kilometer explosion. Like, bro, the people who were watching this in real time on the news were exactly my reaction when I saw this shit. Like, I was over here deadass speechless the entire time. But afterwards, we see the entire Todoroki family gathered around Dabi's body. And just look at this man, bro. He does not even look human anymore. He really sacrificed everything for the sake of crashing out for revenge. And the fact that he is even alive after all of this makes it even crazier. But yeah, this episode was indeed a masterpiece in and of itself because it brought a conclusion to what I considered to be the most interesting side plot of the entire show. And the story of what I'd say is the most tragic character in My Hero Academia. But yeah, that's it from me, guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one. So, I'm back. How y'all been?
It's been a while.
Yeah, this video is not exactly on schedule, but hey, I had to take the break because your boy had mid-semesters the entirety of last week. Hope y'all didn't miss me too much. Let me stop the cap. Ain't nobody noticed I was gone. But I'ma still ask you guys, if you're new, then please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, like and share the video, and if y'all want to share your thoughts or you just need someone to talk to, that comment section right there is always open, bruh. I'm just saying. But if y'all see my ass up and disappear again, yeah, just assume that university's got me tied up in a knot at the moment. But anyways, let's get back to the video at hand. Now in this video, I'm basically going to be discussing both of the episodes that I missed, being episode 20 and episode 21. Now when discussing these two episodes in particular, they're both structured in a way that I particularly appreciate, being that they are both heavily character-focused episodes, which tend to be the ones that go the hardest in my opinion. Now starting with episode 20 being the one that's mainly focused on Himiko Toga, particularly the dynamic between Himiko Toga and Uraraka, which in and of itself can easily be summarized as Uraraka spamming the shit out of Taught no Jutsu. Like, literally, bro, this entire episode was nothing but a one-sided battle of Taught no Jutsu. And I know the god of Taught no Jutsu himself would have been ecstatic watching this. Now, if I'm being honest, I know that I normally prefer more exciting action-packed fights where characters are literally throwing haymakers at Mach speed and throwing trucks at one another. You know, basic out-of-pocket shit, right? And I know that's also a fair size of the anime community as well. However, I'm also able to appreciate the fact that this fight in particular takes an entirely different route. Whereas this is not your average hand-to-hand fight, but more of a heart-to-heart fight. Oh, brother, that was cheesy! But basically, you get the point. Interactions between characters don't necessarily have to always be just them firing straight up omega beams at each other the entire episode. And I'm also even more so able to respect the fact that they put a lot, and I mean a lot, of quality behind this interaction. From animation to visuals to music to voice acting. Bro, let me tell you something. I feel this might have been the best episode in terms of voice acting this entire season. Let me know what y'all think, cause bro, like you would think that these voice actors had their daughters up at gunpoint in these studios, bruh. Like, these voice actors cooked like crazy this episode, which low-key, you gotta respect it. Because I'd say that in and of itself is what elevated the emotional aspect of this interaction to the next level. But apart from the emotional aspect of this episode, I gotta say I am actually fairly satisfied with the way they handled Toga's character. I remember stating in a previous video back when I first started my channel, if y'all want, y'all can go check that out, by the way. No pressure though, no pressure. But in that video, I briefly discussed the complexities of Toga's character in relation to the fact that the average person is not going to see eye to eye with her. And the main thing that I wanted to know at the time was how exactly did they plan on handling a character like this, where there is nobody who can really understand them on the same level and that they have already committed like countless amounts of crimes already in the process. Because even though I could empathize with this character, it's like, bruh, you hurt people. We cannot ignore that. So when I took the time to think about it, I actually came up with two major ways they could have went about it, which were one, she either gets locked up by the end of the story, or two, she joins her boy Jean in Nirvana. And well, needless to say, the first option that did not end up happening. Now, even though I did predict somewhat that this was gonna be the outcome for Toga, I didn't really expect it to happen the way it did, because I feel like I also overlooked just how far Uraraka would have gone to give Toga that reassurance she's been looking for. Because while it's all fine and dandy that she made Toga feel as though there was at least one person in the world who could accept her, Uraraka got slumped the freak out in the process. Like, bro, she is hurting right now. And because I didn't predict things escalating to this level, I also didn't expect Toga to end up sacrificing herself to save Ochako. And you know what? I feel that's probably the best way they could have went about handling this character. Because in the end, she ended up getting what she always wanted, which was to feel accepted. And so she was able to die happily in trying to save the same person who gave her that gift. And to me, it just goes to show that My Hero Academia, they really know how to cook up some good villains, bruh. Like, I feel like in a show where the literal theme is heroes versus villains, it only makes sense that they'd have well-written villains throughout the story, and I honestly feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. And, speaking of heroes versus villains, oh, the All Might versus All For One rematch, bro. Okay, first of all, whose idea was it to give this man All Might a freaking mech suit? Whoever came up with this, may your pillows be cold on both sides for the rest of your life. Because they did not need to make this look so clean. Actually, scratch that. Damn right they had to make this look clean. Because you cannot have my boy come back in the field and not give him the same level of hype as when he was using One For All. Also, a small detail that I like about this suit is that he makes sure to show that smile that everybody loves to see. Because that same smile is what inspires hope in everyone around him. And I gotta be honest, it's been a while since we've seen All Might even hold a smile like this. Which in and of itself just elevates the entire design that much more to me. Because it's authentic to who All Might truly is and what he represents. And I can tell by the way this man was acting this episode that this man All Might, he has been waiting for this moment since the day he lost One For All. Like, if you tried to convince me that this man was not thirsting for smoke ever since then, I would not believe you. Because the level of ego bro was showcasing against the main villain of the story was on some Blue Lock levels of ego, bruh. Blue Lock. Oh, Blue Lock. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a video about what those animators have been cooking recently, bruh. But anyways, the way All Might was pressing All For One this fight and quite literally shit-talking him all throughout their scrap like he wasn't currently at the prime age for arthritis development is low-key crazy. But at the same time, it isn't crazy, because if you really think about it, All Might in this episode has taken advantage of a method that is known for being one of the most lethal weapons in all of fiction, which is prep time. Listen, bro, I don't care how strong a character is. Give their opponent some prep time and all the information on them, and I guarantee you, 8.4 times out of 10, the guy with prep time is coming out on top. And in this particular instance, this man was so confident in his prep time that he literally told Bootleg Jarvis to start recording right before he got ready to scrap with All For One. And I'm not gonna lie, this dude right here, this man was out here pissing me off, bro. Cause ain't no way you out here talking down about my boy All Might. Like, this dude did not have any faith in All Might whatsoever and was immediately telling them to shut off the stream like All Might wasn't out here saving lives before he was even born. Like, my boy, why you gotta be the pessimist of the group? Nobody likes the pessimist. Just sit back and give my man his chance to cook. And bro, this man did in fact cook. The main thing that stood out to me in All Might's fighting style here was him making use of the quirks of his students as inspiration for his attacks, such as basing his shield off of Kirishima's hardening quirk, making use of Midoriya's black whip, and also amplifying it with electric shocks, which was more than likely inspired by Kaminari, and even applying Midoriya's shoot style to his rocket boots when kicking All For One in the damn face. Now, the reason why these small details really and truly stick out to me is because it shows how much respect All Might has for his students and how he also sees them as strong heroes in their own right. And even though he is still a mentor, he is still able to apply what he learns from their improvements to also improve his own fighting style as well. And honestly, that's a W mentor right there. Now, even though All Might was definitely holding his own against All For One for a good time, yeah, my boy obviously couldn't keep that up forever. But even though his suit is basically almost broken down and he's staring down a completely pissed off All For One at this moment, bro literally just starts tweaking out and laughing his ass off. He then turns into this robot chimera, and that was essentially the end of season 7. Not gonna lie, ending the season off like that is crazy work, bruh. But all in all, season 7 was definitely one of the best seasons from this show, and I've definitely enjoyed every minute of it. And when season 8 comes out, I already know it's gonna be crazy, so I'm gonna be on that shit immediately. Almost makes it hard to believe that the anime itself is gonna be coming to an official close next year, as season 8 is gonna be the final season of the series. But bro, all I'm saying is, if you haven't started My Hero Academia already, listen, bro, all I'ma say is I'ma pray for your well-being, because it doesn't seem like you can afford to live under anything but a rock.